What's up, everybody? I'm Hoser.
And I'm Teejay.
And this is Keggercast. Yeah!
Yay!
Yeah, it actually has sponsors.
Well, you have sponsors?
Yes.
Damn, my podcast is even sponsored.
My sponsors are TNT Anger Management Services from Westlake, California. Check them out. You can do your anger management through Skype with them. And Quality Events from Yuma, Arizona, DJ. So today's guest is Teejay.
Me.
You can find her, what is that? Is everything half switch?
Everything is at the half-ass switch except for my Twitter, and my Twitter is Jesus Walks, but proceed with caution because it's like wild. My Twitter is pretty wild actually. But it's alright.
Do you read cards?
I'm a witch, I read cards. I don't read books. I don't have that kind of time, but yeah, no, I read cards when I'm not doing my like real job.
I've never had a female guest.
Oh, I'm the first
You're the
female
first
guest?
female guest.
Oh, yes. Heck yeah.
Are you Wiccan? Is that?
I'm not Wiccan.
Oh, okay.
No,
Is there
I'm
a
not.
difference? What's the difference?
So Wiccans are like, okay, there's witches, right? And then it's kind of like saying like there's they're gonna kill me for this comparison. But it's kind of like, you know how Christianity has like different types of Christianity. There's like witches, and then there's different, like witches have different religions within it. And then like you could be a witch and like not believe in it. Like you could be an atheist witch, or you could be like a Christian witch, which I'm not. Because I don't have time for that. But I am a Norse pagan, so I do the old Norse gods like Thor and like that kind of thing, and then I'm also Kemetic, which is like the old like Egyptian gods. So that's what I deal with, but like not everybody does. Some people are Wiccan and they like are all about nature and whatever, and I'm like, whoa, what nature do we have? We have like dirt and cactuses, and that's not very magical.
Yeah. So you said Norse god. You said Thor.
Mm-hmm.
So is Thor from Marvel Comics? Is that like blasphemy for you?
No. We actually really like it because we think that Stan Lee, R.I.P., a legend, but we thought that he did a pretty decent job of bringing in like the mythology and like doing it respectfully, which is super, super cool. A lot of us pretty much agree that it's not like Bible. Like we're not gonna like go off of the Marvel comics, but it does kind of like help like newer audiences understand like the gist of like the legends or like the relationships between the gods, because like obviously watching it in a movie with like action is like way better than sitting around and like reading the Edda for like 40 hours. Like nobody wants to do that.
What you were saying about different religions, or which that's new to me, because usually you just hear the evil witches on
like
reading
novellas
skins
and stuff,
or Wiccan. That's basically all mainstream knows. Yeah.
There's also like a ton of different types of like Wiccans. It's like it's so insane because when people are like, "Oh, you're a witch," like you must be like a Satanist, and I'm like, dude, all I do is light a lot of candles and like buy crystals that I can't afford. Like it's not crazy. Like I'm not evil or anything like that. So yeah, I like doing podcasts and stuff when people ask me about that, because how you said that that's new information for you.
Yeah.
I feel like it's new information for pretty much everybody, unless you're like in it or unless you like know someone who like forces you to understand it.
So how'd you get into it? I think I asked that, but then I.
Oh yeah, I know. I've always been kind of like spooky, like there are some people that just have natural abilities. It's like painting, some people can paint and they're really good at it already. And then some people have to practice and practice and practice. I feel like everybody has those abilities to be able to like hear ghosts or whatever. Even just like to trust like your intuition. Like, do you ever have a feeling where you're like, oh, some shit's gonna go down today, and then like something bad happens? Like it may not be like catastrophic, but it's like, like you like, I don't know, like you have a flat tire or something like that. So when I was younger, would hear stuff a lot. I would hear like, when you can hear people in your kitchen, like. If people are home, obviously you can hear them like taking dishes and whatever. I would hear a lot of that, and there was nobody there. And now that I'm older and I've kind of developed it, I've learned how to like turn it on and off, or at least like tone it down. So I started being a witch like not too long ago, but I got my first deck of cards when I was in like right out of high school. Because I got it at like an Urban Outfitters, so I was like, oh, I think this is gonna be really cool. And then I did it for my roommate, and she's like, no, you're really good at this. And I didn't even know what I was doing. I was like, oh, maybe I should like study this and do this like the right way. So after that, you kind of like learn to study things that help you out with doing tarot, and that's what got me into being a witch, because I was like, oh my god, there's people out here that do this. So I was like, I love it. Yes, this is what I want. So I'm really glad that I decided to do it. I got a lot of backlash, and it's been really, really difficult, but I'm happy at the end of the day, so I think that's what's important.
Yeah.
I firmly believe in the theory that, like, you know, you have the nervous system and whatever. I feel like there is also a spiritual system in your body, and I really, really think that there's a sound basis for knowing that your body is only a vessel for whatever, and then that higher self in you knows more, but your body as a human is like, no, this can't be real, because it's like, it makes no sense at all. I always come across people that say stuff like that. They're like, I don't 100%, like, they're like, I'm not a witch, you know, like that. I don't do what you do. Yeah, but the fact that they have experiences, it does kind of allow people that little, like, bit of doubt to be like, oh, well, maybe there is something more, or maybe I'm not the only, like, maybe this isn't just it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, like, who knows? Maybe the Buddhists are right. I don't know. Maybe the Christians are right. Maybe, by some twist of fate, the Mormons are right. Who knows? But at some point, you know, you think every single religion has some form of an afterlife, so that must mean that there's something after you die. Like, you don't just turn into, like, a tree in the ground, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way. I honestly don't believe that. I'm sure there are some people that are like, I don't want to move on because I hate people, so we're just going to stay here and deal with it. But most people do either, I would say, reincarnate, or they come back as spirits and try to help whoever it is that they love, that it's still alive. And I think that's really cool. It's sweet. I like to know that somebody's looking out for me and my train wreck of a life.
There was a movie on Netflix recently. Did you see that? Where they supposedly scientists prove that there is some type of afterlife or something.
No, I haven't seen that. No.
And apparently the suicide rate goes up. Because people.
Yeah, because I would say a lot of people. That would probably be the thing that keeps you from doing it. To be like, well, what if I'm wrong?
Yeah, exactly.
But like, if you're right, I guess. No, that's crazy.
I can't remember what it's called right now. I thought it was on Netflix. It's a Netflix movie.
I love Netflix.
Yeah. I would say my girlfriend is like a big binge watcher.
Oh, me too. Oh, no, I binge watch everything, and then I'm like, okay, I finished a show. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go binge watch a show I've already watched instead of like watching a new show. I'm like, oh, did I just finish The Office? Time to watch Parks and Rec again for the 4th time.
It's a great show, man.
It's so good though, and then I'm like, after that, when I get tired of it, I'm like, Mindy Project, we're gonna watch this now.
The thing is, she cheats on me with Netflix because we'll start a show. And then she'll move on.
Oh yeah, you start it together, and then you come home, and all of a sudden you're like 10 episodes in, and you're like, wait a minute, I don't remember this.
Yeah.
That's a struggle.
Yo, it's not my fault you weren't watching it. Don't work.
You have a phone. People really like underestimate the amount of time that they spend watching Netflix. Like, I guarantee, like, I know the iPhone just came out with this thing and the new update where it tells you your screen time. So it tells you, like, it's like a productivity, like, tracker or whatever. It tells you, like, how much time you spend on a certain app, like, and what time you're on it the most. And I looked at it and I was like, I really spend, like, 10 hours on Instagram. Like, oh my god. Like, I don't want to be this person. I want to live my life as I'm scrolling. I'm like, oh, I don't know why I'm still on Instagram. But I think that's crazy, and I think that if people total up how much time that they watch Netflix, even if it's just like in the background, that I think that would just, people would just realize they're wasting their lives away on Netflix.
Well,
do it anyway.
I remember they're talking about how people feel like they have no time for themselves anymore, but the studies showed that it's because everyone's online, spending too much time online.
Yeah,
that
because you can't really escape other people. Like, people do feel like they need time by themselves, because when I was I sound so fucking old. When I was a kid, I remember that, yeah, we had phones, but like my first phone was like that fucking Nokia, and it had like a baby fat case, and I thought it was hot shit. I was like, oh, I'm so fucking cool. And all I could do was play Snake. Like, I wasn't gonna like text my friends. Like, nobody else had a phone, and if they did, like, it was in their parents' room. It was only for emergencies, so it's not like I could use it. So that was kind of like, yeah, you had a phone and you had the internet, but it wasn't like, as soon as you get on your phone, you see what everybody else is doing. And I really think, honestly, I think it's a problem. And as a someone who works in marketing, and I make money off of Instagram, and I make money off of like helping people build their Instagrams, and even I fucking hate it. Like, I hate this. Like, I don't want to have to carefully pose my photos and whatever. Like, I want Instagram to go back to the way it was, where people were just sharing their food for no reason. That was real and raw and authentic, and it wasn't fake. And I think that's where people get lost, is when they're like, oh, I don't have time for myself, because all they're doing is comparing their lives to the fake lives of people on Instagram. I'm like, I know their lives are not like that. My life isn't even what my Instagram looks like. I used to take pictures and like change outfits like in one photo shoot for like a whole day, and then I would space the pictures out over like a couple weeks, and like people would think that I was like doing things, and I'm just like sitting in my fucking bed in my pajamas like, haha, you guys think I'm outside right now? Like, I have no life. But that's what they do. They go all week and they post photos, and then on the weekends they do photo shoots with like full scale with like photographers, like on the beach with like props and stuff, because that's what they have to do. I'm just like, God, what kind of a life do you live? You make money off of like breeding, because that would be great. I would like that job, but I don't have that job. I read cards.
Yeah. Even me, I have maybe 10 followers, and yet I'm still posting on Facebook, on Instagram,
right, because you
on
really
Twitter.
can do it on all of them, and I'm just like, fuck, dude.
Especially like I will get on Facebook for a while, and then Facebook will tell me your Keggercast fans haven't heard from you in a while.
Yeah.
Ah, damn, they haven't heard from me.
my page on my Facebook, like my little like public figure page or whatever the fuck, it'll tell me every once in a while. It's like, people haven't heard from you in a while, and I'm like, good. I don't care, but I feel bad too. I'm like, why did I even start this? Like,
well, when I posted "Who Wants to Come on Keggercast," it was because of that, because your fans haven't heard from you in a while, and I said, what do I do? Oh, okay, hey, you'll see who wants to come on for an interview.
Yeah. I was like, me, I'll do anything. I will go anywhere if you put me in a camera. But no, I think it's really important that the Valley is, there's now, 4 or 5 podcasts, because, Gil doesn't really do his anymore because he's too busy. But there's you, and then there's Triple Scoop. There's I8.
¿Qué pasa, Calexico?
Right, and I just heard about that like a week ago. But there's a bunch of people doing it, and even I have a podcast kind of, but like when I feel like it. And I think I did like an interview with Eddie Zuko, and I never published it. And I was like, we were like sitting in my front yard, and I realized that like 20 minutes into it, it was recording on a loop. So it was recording over itself, and I was like, great, the only semi-famous person I ever interview, and I have a third of an interview. Great. But it was okay. I mean, like, I think I'll still publish it, but it was like a year ago. And I'm just like waiting to roll it out, like at the most opportune time. But it'll be like a partial interview.
Well, like, one time we were recording, remember, and the camera turned off, and we're still talking. We don't know how long it was, and I think she came in and said, hey, you know it's off, right?
Oh, you're like, okay, sick.
I think it was actually the one with Emilio and Chris. The one I'll tell you about Chris.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was actually that one. Me and Emilio were talking for a long time. Hey,
what a coincidence, it only turned off when Chris got here.
It knew, it was like, oh.
The phone's like, fuck that. He's too ugly, he's too ugly.
I'm good.
Turning it off.
Thank
I'm
you.
Kidding.
Thank you, next.
I'm kidding.
Oh, mean.
I know.
I love Chris. Oh. Chris is great. We love you, Chris. You're the best.
One of the funniest guys in the Valley, for sure.
I think so. I really do. And, like, more power to him for being able to do that. Like, I did Gil's roast because I'm friends with Gil, and I wanted to make fun of him. But I didn't want to do comedy, and then everybody afterwards was like, oh, wait, are you going to do comedy too now? And I'm like, no. And they keep inviting me to, like, do the shows, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not. This is not my thing.
Yeah, well, when I first heard of you, I thought you were a comedian because, well, I know you did.
Because I'm a joke. I am a joke.
I know you were on Gil's podcast, and then you're supposed to do can you do stand-up for Molina, too, so.
I never signed up for that.
I thought you were picking on that.
I know, and I was like, whoa, I'm not doing it.
No, I was wondering, who's TJ? And I said, oh, she's a comedian.
Stand-up comedy is so hard. honestly, because there are just some people that when they try to be funny, they're not funny, and I'm one of those people. Like I'm funny organically in a group like this or whatever, but like if you put me on a stage, I'm like, how about the weather? What's up with forks? Like, it's not good. So thank God Gil's roast went like okay, because I was like gonna puke.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. Like, off camera, off stage, I'm like, hey, how's it going?
Hey guys.
I love you too, Theo.
See you también. Bye.
But yeah, but then I'm on camera or on stage and I'm older. I'm like,
It's weird. It's like when I'm on camera or when I do a podcast or whatever. Podcast, I feel like you don't have to be on because it's like it's at least like an hour, and you're having a conversation. But when you put people on stage, that's like a whole different type of like putting them on the spot. And then I'm like,
It's here. My package.
Amazon.
me, like sitting in front of the door. Like I hate that too because you know how long it takes for something to get to you.
Yeah.
But as soon as you order it, you're like sitting there looking at the tracking. Like 10 minutes later, it hasn't even left the Amazon facility, and you're like, when's it gonna get
exactly.
here?
As soon as you
Where is it at?
here's your tracking number. Wait, click.
Yeah, you're sitting there like, oh, it hasn't moved. It moved an inch. Okay.
Yeah, the beauty of Amazon though, because before Amazon, you have to wait 6 to 8 weeks.
The only time I'll actually go to a store is if it's like an emergency. And my definition of an emergency is not a real emergency. So like last week I lost half a deck of tarot cards, which is always a bad sign. Like you know the universe is like, fuck you, like you did some shit and they're like, oh, half your deck that you like, the brand new deck you got, gone. So I wanted to literally drive up to San Diego that day. I called every store in San Diego and they're like, yeah, we don't have it. The one I got it at, it was like sold out. I called another one, and this freaked me out because, so if you look up stores for like witches or whatever, it's like metaphysical stores or like crystal shops or whatever. So I called one, and they were a metaphysical store, and the picture is like you know how on Yelp you can see pictures?
Yeah.
So it was like pictures of like crystals and like little Buddhas and like incense. So I called them, I'm like, hey, I'm looking for like a specific tarot deck. I want to see if you have it. And they're like, we don't have any. I'm like, what the why are you? I looked you up on Yelp. we were having a problem. I was like, you don't have any? Like, no, we don't have any. And I was like, oh, all right, bye. Later.
So you want to shop locally?
There's nothing here.
Well, isn't that Divine Thoughts?
Is that even open?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
Last time I passed through there, I thought it looked like it was open.
I don't even know where it's at. I honestly don't even know.
A buddy of mine used to go there. This was years ago. He moved out of the valley like 8 or 10 years ago. But I remember I went there with him once. He went to go get his cards read.
There?
Yeah, there.
Yeah, see, I don't know about any of this because people just kind of like keep it. Everybody who does stuff that I do keeps it on the down low because we're in the valley. So you have to be in the community to to know where everything's at. And I'm almost like, I don't want to treat this like a freaking speakeasy. I don't need a password to get in. Like, just tell me where it's at, give me the GPS address, and I'll go. And I feel like we should have more stores like that, but we're not gonna. It's not gonna happen. I don't know. I hate when people are like, oh, like, why would you go down to like downtown El Centro? Like, it's sketchy. I'm like, go into a store and come out. Like, it's not that difficult. Like, it is kind of sketchy, but like, go in broad daylight and I think you're gonna be okay. Don't go at 11 o'clock at night. You will probably die. But it's okay. Go in the daylight, get your shit done, and then go home.
That's what's sad about like the cities in the valley. Like downtowns look.
Yeah.
They all look sketchy.
Well, I heard that downtown Imperial wants to change. So you know how it's like Imperial Avenue, I think is what it is. They want to change it to Main Street to be like how Brawley's downtown is Main Street and El Centro's downtown is Main Street. But Imperial's the one downtown area that's not sketchy.
Yeah.
So it's like, why do you want to be like the sketchy ones that don't do this? And I don't know whose decision that was, but it was bad.
Yeah.
And it should not happen. I don't know who's doing it, but don't do it. I just got back from San Diego.
What are you doing in San Diego?
Well, I work for Bumble. I don't know if you know what that is.
No.
Okay, so you know what Tinder is, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows what Tinder is. So Bumble is the same concept. It's like the swipe right, swipe left thing, except for on Bumble, if you sign up, if you're a guy, you can't message first.
Well, yeah.
Like, so if you match, the girl has to message first. That way nobody gets, like, dick pics they don't want.
That makes sense.
Or, like, that stupid, like, hit, that, like, fucking line, and it's like, how much does a polar bear weigh? It's like, enough to break the ice. Like, we get it. Okay, whatever. If I had $1 for every time I heard that, I swear to God, I'd be fucking rolling in it right now. But that is basically what Bumble is. So I work for them, and they just launched, like, a program in San Diego. So we had, like, a cute little Friendsgiving thing. We had, like, a catered dinner.
I did see a post that you did.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I thought it was a brewery.
Well, it was.
They had that beer on my mouth.
No, it was. Well, it wasn't a brewery, but it was like a liquor store, and I guess like it's kind of like a speakeasy, so it's like a liquor store, and then if you go to the right, it's like tables and chairs and stuff like that. But it was really really cool, and I wanted to puke all day long because I don't event plan, and it was like a whole dinner like catered with like backdrops. And like very bloggery, very like Instagram worthy. And I was just like sitting there wanting to puke. And I was like, what if no one shows up? What if nobody eats the food? Like what if it's gross? And thankfully everybody showed up. We were sold out. We had 50 people. A bunch of people got pictures. We had a ton of like bloggers with like 30,000 followers or whatever come through. I was like, thank God this was worth it because I want to cry right now.
So that what you do? You do like marketing for them through your
Yeah,
Instagram?
I do marketing for them, and then I'm also like a marketing analyst for just like a couple like little small businesses that need like Instagram help and stuff like that. In January, this is a real shameless plug. In January, I'm holding a workshop at Tia's House of Coffee because I feel like small businesses in the Valley don't market the right way. They need to use Instagram.
Not even big businesses.
Yes, no, and people need to stop using Facebook, I swear to God. Because Facebook, not in a bad way, but it is kind of for old people. It's like my generation's newspaper.
That's where all my viewers are at.
Well, they're all old. No, I still use Facebook, but I feel like people should focus more on Instagram because the people who will recklessly spend money are my age and we're on Instagram. Like, that's what you have to do.
Yeah, no, that's been trending for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I miss? I miss MySpace.
Oh, me too.
I miss MySpace.
I miss MySpace. What I don't miss is that like whoever was in your like top 8, like that would ruin friendships.
Oh, yeah.
Like I would go to school and I remember I was in like junior high, which you're not supposed to have MySpace when you were in junior high or whatever. We would go and then I distinctly remember I was in Mr. LaBarge's class. He taught at the junior high. He did like the journalism class. And one of my friends came up to me in the middle of class. She goes, "Why am I number 4 on your top 8? I thought I was number 2. And I'm just sitting there like, bitch, I'm trying to like edit the yearbook. Like, I don't care about this, but people really cared. And then I remember at one point I was like, she moved me. I was like, wait a minute, what does this mean? Like, what is this like? It's like the modern day like unfollowing.
Yeah.
And they're like, you unfollowed me? Like, how dare you? And it's like, all right, calm down. It's the internet.
That was before people didn't post their food.
Mm-hmm.
and it seemed like
It was before emojis.
yeah, and people you can get fake likes and stuff.
Oh, let me tell you, fake likes are such a thing. It's insane. There's
your Instagram and Twitter are trying to fix that though. They're getting rid of like the fake likes and.
I don't know about Twitter, but I know. Well, Twitter's getting rid of a lot of like fake profiles of just people that are like fucking weird.
Yeah.
And you can always tell. It used to be like now it's like just like a little silhouette of like person, but it used to be like an egg.
Yeah.
And when it was an egg, I remember like eggs would follow me and be like, block, like that's fake. That's a fake person. I don't want that. But I know that there's this thing that bloggers do, and I probably should not. Whatever, I don't care. Here's the industry secrets. There's Facebook groups that you join, and so what you do is they'll post like one picture, and it's just an announcement picture. It's not even like a picture, but it's like, okay, drop your links for the day, and then you put in your link to like a direct Instagram picture that you post that day, and everybody in the thread has to like it, and then if they don't, they like ban you from the group for like 3 days. Like, it's really intense. And I remember doing it and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Instagram cult.
Yeah, that's what it is, because you literally have to like sit on your computer and you're like, click, 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 and then you're like 800 likes deep with like carpal tunnel, and you're like, I gotta keep going or they're gonna ban me. And it's really sad. Because, so for me.
No wonder you're on there like 10 hours a day.
Yeah, no, yes, that's what it is. It's just like, honestly, it's just fucking getting clout, which is so fucking fucking dumb.
Oh, I remember clout.
I hate that. I hate the word clout so much because I think I've said this on like 4 different podcasts. I hate when like rappers are like, "Oh, I'm in it for the clout." It's like, dude, you're not using that word right because what is clout? Clout is like professionalism. Clout is like professional pull, and it's like a reputation for like doing good. And now clout's just like, how many fucking Rolexes you have? And it's like, dude, fucking chill. Like, your social status has nothing to do with your professionalism, and that's what I hate.
And then they have that app clout or the website.
Oh my
Like,
god!
likes and
Like
stuff.
it went that far that there's like a whole like platform dedicated. Fuck that! I think it's so dumb. And like as someone who works in marketing, I know I shouldn't think it's dumb, and I understand that I have to use it. But the more I use it, the more I'm like, I fucking hate people, dude. Like, why do we care this much about how many likes we get and whatever? And like, I'm super guilty of it. Like, obviously, I edit my pictures. Like, I'm not gonna be like, no filter. I woke up like this. Like, no, bitch. I edited that 4 times, and then I had like 4 different filters on, and I had to pick the right one, and then I put it up. But I hate that we do that now, and I hate that people feel like that's what they have to do. And then all social media is just a way for you to compare your life to somebody else, and that's like that kills happiness so fast because you're just like, oh, well, this person's here and they're my age and they look so happy. I could put up a picture where I look really happy and I'm like crying in my bathtub. You don't know, like nobody knows. So whatever you see on social media is completely 100% fake.
No.
Unless it's Gordon Ramsay or the Wendy's Twitter account.
Oh, Wendy's is awesome. I love that.
Did you see that they had like a mixtape?
No.
Oh my god. There's like a 4-song like EP on iTunes that Wendy's released, and it's like actually really good. Like when it comes on my shuffle, like when a song comes on my shuffle, I don't turn it off because I'm like, yeah, I feel badass. Like, talk to me about your 4 for 4. Like, I don't care.
Whoever runs that Twitter for Wendy's, though,
That's my dream
because
job.
they like they roast every other restaurant.
They don't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to know who in the corporate office was like, you know what we should do? We should be a
Piss off
dick
everyone.
on Twitter. People will love us because we're mean. And honestly, I don't look at it and go like, oh, I want Wendy's, but I will never say anything bad about Wendy's because
Don't say something bad about you.
yeah, first of all, they'll fucking drag me, and I emotionally can't handle that. That is honestly my dream job, just to be on Twitter and like fucking just roast, like pop off like sarcastic comments like that, and just people be like, oh my god, it's so cool because it's Wendy's. But if I did that, people would be like, TJ's a bitch. Same though, like it's not different. Yeah, every once in a while, like I'll tweet something or whatever, and then sometimes I don't usually get a lot of people kind of being like rude on Twitter because I have a reputation for fighting with everybody on Twitter, so like people have kind of learned their lesson, just don't even engage. But every once in a while, I'll get like a silhouette or like an egg or whatever, and they'll say something, and I'm like, I'll look at their profile and I go, you literally made this profile
Just
like
because
10 minutes ago. Who are you? Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Like, you don't even have the balls to put your picture on Twitter. Like, come on, dude. Like, you can't say shit to me.
one of those times that they responded to me, and I responded back to them, and they responded back to me again, but
No,
like,
you can't engage.
But they responded back to me like a month later. Yeah, and you know, and you know what their reply was? Their reply was, "Oh, I see you got a lot of likes for that because I didn't get any likes from my response." I go, "But wait, my original post had a lot of responses. You responded to it."
Yeah, you're one of them. I'm pot, I'm kettle.
Yeah, so I'm like, well, first of all, you responded to it, and this is twice now with this one.
That's so dumb.
And I go, and I'm like, I don't base my life off likes on Twitter.
Yeah, no. I love when people take forever to respond to stuff like that. It's like a month. And then, but the reply is like, okay. And you're like, it took you a month to write okay? Really? It's like, okay. I just like retweeted sometimes. Okay.
Yeah,
that's awful. I hate the internet. I hate it so much. All of my weird like peripheral like C-list fame is from the internet. I fucking hate the internet. I swear to God, I hate it so much. I just want to like be a human with other humans.
You know, like Gil had a bit about how much would it cost, or how much money do you need to get paid to cancel your Facebook, to delete your Facebook.
I would delete my Facebook right now. But if I deleted my Facebook, I know like a bunch of people would be like, "Why did you delete your Facebook?" Like, because I don't want to see everyone getting pregnant and married. Because I have a life to live. I would delete Facebook. It's not even worth it.
I don't, you know what? Honestly, it would have to be life-changing money. And this is why. Because having it up.
To delete Facebook?
Well, and this is why. Having my Facebook up, it's like Dumb and Dumber. I still have a chance.
True, yeah. It's like that little like glimmer of hope.
Yeah, that's not that.
Little
It'll blow
light
up.
at the end of the tunnel.
Okay.
I think like I would delete Facebook because I don't really think it's that important, but like Instagram, that would have to be life changing to me. Yeah. Instagram is where it's at right now.
Yeah.
I hate saying that, but yeah, Instagram is where it's at. But that is where everybody is kind of like gathered right now, so I feel like I would just feel so out of touch. And then you could not pay me enough money to get rid of my Twitter because that fucking shit is funny. People on Twitter are so funny and it's awful.
Twitter's mean.
Twitter's so mean, but sometimes it's really funny.
Yeah.
It's so funny, and I hate that because you can't have one without the other. You can't have people who are funny and intellectual because funny intellectual people are assholes. The smarter you are, the more of a dick you are, and I really stand by that. And that's why I'm an ass.
Okay, so anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Till next time, shut up, bitch.
Oh yeah, that was real.
Thank you.
I think people need to honestly get off the internet, like really.